Hi folks, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
5 tips to get faster results with stretching, Brad. And this can be a lot of people. This might be you're stretching to improve your posture. You might be stretching to improve your athletics, your karate, which is a big thing, right? We just
flexibility.
How to get higher kicks. So this is something that everybody really needs because you all want to work on those tight muscles that are maybe putting you, like I said, especially in bad posture.
Right.
So,
and just general circulation. When you stretch, muscles are relaxed. Better circulation, everything works better.
Right. By the way, Brad, you notice a couple people wandered in?
Yes, there's 2.
All right, we got some new people here. So if you are new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. We got a subscription button here or there. We don't ever really know where it is. I mean,
we're usually there or there.
So, and if you're on Facebook, the Facebook, wander over there and like us because Brad and I don't have any friends, and it's really quite pitiful to be honest.
It's good therapy if we get liked.
That's right. All right, so let's start off with this, Brad. Let's not waste any more time. Let's start with number 1. Before you stretch, you want to warm things up a little bit.
Yep.
I mean, obviously,
get moving. You just don't get out of bed in the morning and start
standing up, Lonnie.
Yeah. Get his head dead. Don't cut his head off.
All right. So just jogging in place a little bit, Brad, or some jumping jacks, getting things warmed up. Whenever I even just do some weightlifting,
jogging.
What? I'm simulating.
Yeah, I know.
So, and you can also do some dynamic stretching. We should really do a whole video on that again.
Yeah,
Brad,
we really should get into the.
So, I mean, I know some of them just like to stretch the hamstrings. You're just starting to kick up like this, and you're stretching, and you're doing a dynamic stretching.
Sure.
So this is versus a static stretching, which is what we're going to show today.
Yeah.
So, and I think you see a lot of people doing these kicks here.
Yep. Lateral swings.
Yep. Again, that's stretching the hip adductors and the hip abductors, and it's also working the ankle group, by the way.
And I think to get started, if you're going to use these, not to get too aggressive and try to do a high, dynamic warm up, and just get things moving in a good, relaxed fashion.
Yeah, because that can result in a little bit of a tear, and then you'd have to come see one of us, and that's something you don't want to do. All right, number 2. This is probably one of the big ones for me is contract, relax. So we're going to show this on the hamstring, Brad. Maybe we can show it first. You may be doing it to me first,
sure,
and then we'll show how you can do it, to yourself here.
Independently.
So
if you are going to do the hamstring, you got to make sure the knee stays completely straight.
Right.
It helps isolate the hamstrings.
So what's happening right now is I'm relaxing, and Brad pushes it up kind of about as far until he starts to feel some resistance.
Right.
And now I'm going to actually push down.
And this is where I like to get up here so I can get a good brace. That's easier for me.
So I'm pushing down into his shoulder, and he's not letting me push down though. I mean, he's not giving way at all.
Right. So it's basically an isometric.
Yep, isometric. And now, and then when I let go and I stop pushing, he actually pushes me a little farther.
Right. And you can tell when you're in this position after that first contraction that you can go a little farther.
And then I push again.
Yep.
And then he holds, and then he pushes even a little further.
Yep.
So it's the muscles contracting, and then you're relaxing. Very simple.
Because as a muscle contracts maximally, it maximally relaxes right after that. So you want to take advantage of that.
That period of time.
Yep. So you do it 3 times?
I don't know if I came up with a number, Brad. Sure, 3 times.
When I always did it 3 times. We used to do this one in karate a lot to get your front kicks, and we do it with a partner. We did it 3 times. You could do it more if you want to.
I think, Brad.
You got to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah, right. You got to just keep working on this all day because you can get overly tight. So this is the stretch out strap, and OPTP sells it. OPTP.
Yeah.
My wife hears me say this, and she goes, "What's the OPTP?" Yeah, she's like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, that's the name of a company.
You can put this strap. This is nice because it's got multiple handles, so you can slide your hand through like this. And you can put it through the foot like this, and I can go up, and now I can do it to myself. I can push down. You can see how I'm pushing down, and then I don't really let it go. And then when I relax, I pull it farther. Push down, and then relax. Push down, and then relax. Am I keeping the knee straight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's good. And you got your gargoyle socks on again. I like that.
Argyle.
Yeah.
My wife couldn't believe you said that, by the way. All right, let's take another muscle, Brad, that you could do contract, relax. I do this one. Can you throw me a pillow, Brad? Oh, I got one here.
Oh, I wanted to throw one at you. All right.
I bet you did. You can do it even this way. I'm stretching the hip flexor, and now I'm pushing down. It's a little harder to do,
Right.
but I'm pushing this way with my hip flexor, and I'm kind of pulling with my hamstring here at the same time.
Yep.
And then I relax and I go further. Push down and then relax.
This is where you really can appreciate having a padding, a pillow or something on that knee, because it's pretty uncomfortable if you don't.
You want to show how you could do it standing, Brad, with the quad? You know, I mean, you could bring your foot back and pull.
For the quad
Yeah,
itself?
yeah.
Let me get some balance here.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to start here, and I want to be up in here, but right now I can feel it stretch here when I get my shoulder up, my knees back, and from here to here, oh, that stretch in there. Now I'm going to take my foot and push down in this direction like that, and I'm going to hold that.
So it's like you're going to straighten the knee is what you're going to do.
Yes, yep. Extend the knee from a complete flexion. Oh, it's a little tight there. I'm going to push, push, push. I like to count of 6 to 8, and then I'm going to relax, and then I'm going to pull it back a little bit further and push. 1001, 1002. Doing that in my head. We don't have to bore you with my counting, and relax. I'll do that a third time, but Bob's ready, so we'll go right to his.
Yeah, I'm ready for the next one, Brad. This is, again, where the stretch out strap works really nice. And I haven't seen anything comparable to this. I've seen other straps, but they don't have as many handles like this.
Yeah.
But look at this, how nice this works, because now I got it, you know, the handle on each side of it.
Yeah.
And the same thing here. I'm going to stretch the calf really aggressively. So instead of, I'm pushing down like this, but I'm not allowing it. So I push down, and then I relax. Push down, and then I relax. This works really good for this, Brad.
Yeah.
Really good for this.
You know, you can see he's got, you know, both hands are working good. It's a good, stable position.
It's really a comfortable way to stretch out your calf.
Yep.
I actually don't do it that way. I think I might start.
Yeah,
It's
just
actually-
invented one.
Yeah,
huh?
I just invented one. So, all right, let's go on to the next step, Brad. The next tip for increasing muscle stretching. This one I really like with the chest muscle.
Sure.
Because the chest muscle really contributes to poor posture. It really
Right.
pulls you over.
Yep.
So what I do is I'll put this arm into a doorway like this and stretch back
We
like
don't
this.
have our doorway yet,
Yeah.
but we're going to.
But I massage along with it, Brad.
Right on the muscle.
Right on the muscle.
Right on
And
the muscle
oh my
belly.
God, first off, it feels tight, and it just feels so good. And when I'm done with that side, I can feel this side is more relaxed and easier to pull back
Sure.
than this side.
Right.
I mean, it's amazing how much, if you can add some massage to the stretch. So yeah, Brad's showing it against the wall here.
Against the wall, get into there. And you can tell where you feel a tight spot, you know. And you're probably going to, do you go with the fibers of the muscle?
No,
or
I go across the fibers.
Okay, so the fibers go this way on the pectoralis major. We're going to work it across there. And, you know, and Bob, there's one thing that I found that over the years with stretching, particularly in the martial arts, they always talk to us about learn how to breathe, relax.
Right. I'm glad you're bringing this up, Brad.
And
because
it was when you relax, and one of my instructors would say, think of your muscles as like a butter on a picnic table on a hot summer day with the sunlight beating on it. It's just going to melt away, and just relax and think about that muscle getting relaxed and stretching out. And, you know, I think people in yoga could probably appreciate
Really
this.
relate to
Learn how
this,
to
yeah.
relax. You know, if you're all tensed up and, you know, muscles just do not relax.
No,
like
they
that.
don't. And I think, like you said, that visualization can really aid the stretching.
Right.
So if you want to also use a massager, a self-massager.
Little mechanical
Yeah,
advantage.
this is by Pure Wave. We've mentioned this one in the past. Why don't you pull that chair over, Brad? You know, I can do hamstring stretch like this, and I can stretch and massage the hamstring at the same time.
Sure.
And it's going to give you some little better results, I think.
All right. And, you know, do this and see how it feels. If you think it works and it clearly works good,
I know it works on here. This really made a difference
Sure.
for me. So, but what I generally find when I do the massage like this, Brad, I find the tight spot of the muscle. You know, it's not the whole muscle is tight a lot of times. Sometimes there's just spots that are
right,
tight.
kind of like a trigger point, perhaps. Mm-hmm.
All right, the other thing you can do, number 4, Brad, is you actually just go ahead and increase the frequency of how often you stretch. Rather than take 10 minutes to stretch your hamstrings in the morning,
Right.
take 1 minute and do it 10 times a day.
Sure.
And I think a lot of times you're going to get a lot better results. Don't you agree?
I'll have people do that with a knee problem. I'll say, you know, if they're doing a hamstring stretch, every time you can do it in a stairwell, and every time you walk by your stairwell, stretch it for a little bit and carry on.
You're remodeling tissue is what they call it. Tissue remodels a lot easier if you increase the frequency and you do it more often throughout the day.
Yep, little reminders.
And number 5, Brad, is just, you could also heat it up outside beyond doing your own warm-up. You can use a whirlpool or a hot pack or a heating pad. And if you heat up that area, it's just going to stretch better.
Right.
So
gets it to relax and feels good, then it relaxes you more, and it kind of all builds up on each other.
So remember, Brad, we're not just pretty.
Yeah, we're pretty ugly.
We're pretty ugly, but we're also pretty handy. So make sure you subscribe to us.
Exactly.
Thanks for watching.